Hold the phone, stop the presses. Alexa Kammer's not fighting this weekend. We now have the Hanyak, Dustin Jacoby, taking on Brazil's John Allan, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag incredibly early. I actually had John Allan to beat Alexa Kammer. I have no idea what the odds were, but I was going with the Muay Thai man out of Shoot the Box Monstro to get the win. And for John Allan, it's been the weirdest run in the UFC because if you look back, the 5-on-in, it's not all that sexy. A win over Edvaldo de Oliveira, a loss to Vinicius Moreira on Contender Series.
You hate that.
That guy. Then he fights Alessandro Silva on the regional scene, and he gets a win there. And then 2 years and 3 months ago, which was a month removed from that win, he fights Slow Mike Rodriguez, and he beats Slow Mike Rodriguez, and then he tests positive for, and I want to make sure I get this one right, because it's really tricky when you start talking about this stuff, tamoxifen. But if you listen to it from John Allan, and you can kind of see it in that picture, he had gyno when he became a teenager, and it plagued him as he was an adult. And really, when he'd go to cut weight, it would cause him issues, it'd be painful, whatever. So maybe there was a little bit of tamoxifen, but it was before he came into the UFC. But he still tested positive for it. He still had the surgery even before that. And regardless, to me, honest to goodness, I take the man at his word. I don't think he was trying to cheat the system or anything. He beat Slow Mike Rodriguez. It's a no contest on his record. We cleared that one up. He served his time too, and then he comes back and he fights Roman Dolidze in a fight where nobody really knew who won that one. I thought Dolidze won. He took him down, but he didn't do a lot with it. He has more overall total strikes if you look at the numbers, but a lot of them are on the ground, and when it was standing, John Allan was teeing off. He was having a lot of good success. So he was supposed to take on Alexa Kammer. Now Factory X MMA's own Dustin Jacoby is inserted into the picture. He's got teammates on this card. One of them's Jordan Williams. He's got his work cut out for him against Ian Garry.
He certainly does.
But when I look at this fight, Matt, Dustin Jacoby, since he stopped being a kickboxer with glory, which that's going to be a theme for this episode too, because Melsik Baghdasaryan's a kickboxer, Dustin Jacoby's a kickboxer. Oh yeah, Alex Pereira's a kickboxer too. He's pretty darn good at it. So for Jacoby, you look at the recent run, and man, wins against Ty Flores on Contender Series, beats Justin Ledette by knockout, beats Max Grecian, barely, but he beats him. Beats Iwan Kutselaba once the takedowns were gone. That was a really close one, but he didn't. And then the fight against Darren Stewart his last time out, which was only a couple of months ago. What can I say? Like, Dustin Jacoby looks like a whole new man since he debuted in the UFC years and years ago.
You might think I'm crazy for this, but I think Dustin Jacoby is like the 16th ranked light heavyweight in the world. I really do. I think if you beat him, then you can officially be in the rankings, and if you lose to him, you don't deserve to be in them. And I think it's very, very simple that way, because with Jacoby, are there ways to beat him at this weight class? Of course there are. If you're a dominant wrestler, you're going to be able to get him to the ground. If you're really strong in the clinch, I guess that would speak more to wrestling again, then you can kind of hold him up against the cage. You can out-volume him on the feet too. Like, he's not the perfect fighter by any means, but he brings a very refined skill set to the cage, and there's something to be said for a guy who just knows what he does well. And what Jacoby does well is he is a very good Muay Thai fighter. And he's been sort of a frustrating guy to watch, I'd say. Not as frustrating as Roman Dolidze. You brought up that name earlier. I just feel like I have to say that. Nobody's more frustrating to watch compete in the sport of MMA.
Hey, Coach Nixick, what should I do?
Like,
don't grab his legs. Just finish him. Just end the fight.
That's enough on Dolidze, I guess. It's just, he always frustrates me when I see him fight. But my whole argument for John Allan is that he lost a close fight to Dolidze where I thought he looked much better than he was going to. But other than that, I don't think he know Muay Thai Dustin Jacoby in this matchup. I know it's on short notice, but I still think Jacoby's the much faster guy in this fight. I think he's the more defensively sound guy in the fight. 'Cause you have to remember, he ate bombs from Ion Kutalaba and was able to stay upright afterwards. That's not something many guys in this weight class can say. Like, Glover Teixeira did that, and now he has the title. I can't believe I just compared Glover Teixeira to Dustin Jacoby, but let's just get past that. When you look at Dustin Jacoby, does he do anything that jumps off the page and really wows you? No, but I think he's a sound enough fighter to get by the majority of unranked light heavyweights.
To have the confidence in yourself to take this fight, he must be a little bit like Sean Strickland like 3 years ago.
That's a good point.
My addiction's training. I love it. Like, literally the only thing on this planet I love to do, girls, sex, whatever, I will pick training any day over any other thing on this planet.
All right, so yeah, I used a Fight Night Picks clip from 3 years ago from UFC Moncton. What of it? Dustin Jacoby's nothing like Sean Strickland in like his MMA fighting interviews or anything he says on the internet. Just that one bit. Because he must train so much and he must be absolutely fit and ready for a fight like this. We do not have odds on this fight because it was just announced like 8 hours ago or thereabouts. But when you look at this one, Topology votes are going to be a surprise to us. They are to you. We're all in this one together. I have no idea what they're going to be. Son of a gun. 264 total votes, so it's early. 94% Jacoby, 25% by decision, 67% by knockout. For the 6% that have Allan, 53% by decision, 33% by knockout. I see this one going the decision. I think John Allan has a great opportunity. Hell, I talk about props. I have a Stipe Miocic bobblehead when he went to, what is this, the captain's game, and I went so in deep. Look, he's got a little fire hose there. Why? Because Alexa Cameron is supposed to fight John Allan, and it would have been a pretty cool thing to do the strong style comparison. So now I just get to show you this neat piece that's going to go in the background. Yeah, there. He goes right there. But when I focus on this fight, Matt, both guys very credentialed with their stand-up. Again, the shoot the box with John Allan. He's got great people to train with there like Laureano Staropoli. And great fighters like, I don't know, Jennifer Maya. Charles Oliveira.
I was going to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun fighters there. But when it boils down to this one, I think it's just going to depend on activity. John Allan, do not look at his stat line because it's stupid silly with the amount of ground strikes he's taken throughout his career, so the numbers are bad. Dustin Jacoby can really get it done. The trouble is, who starts quick and early, and who's able to build up that lead into the second round if there's not a finish? Because for Jacoby, in the Grecian fight, a little bit of a slow start. In the Kutsalaba fight, takedown, 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 takedown. And then he comes back. I think, to me, it depends on who's the fastest starter, and that's a really hard thing to try and predict here.
It just really sucks for John Allan that he was going to go into this matchup as being the much more technical guy than Cameron, because Cameron can miss big when he throws his big power shots in the feet, so there would be massive opportunities for John Allan to counter him on the inside and use his superior Muay Thai technique to get away with the win in that. The issue is that he's not really going to be able to just rely on his technique in this matchup. If he just tries to stand at range and blast leg kicks to a guy like Dustin Jacoby, that's where Jacoby will be able to check kicks, get his own range, and just counter with his own strikes at the middle. And just, this is an unfortunate opponent change for John Allan because he went from being the much more technical guy in what was supposed to be his matchup to now kind of finding himself a little bit behind his own Muay Thai. So I do like Jacoby on short notice. I don't normally pick fighters on a week's notice. It's just Jacoby and Allan. This is a tough fight for Allan, that's all.
Yeah, both of us going with Dustin Jacoby here. I think you look at a guy that can L-step, they're long movements.
And he can shoot the takedown, too, if he really needs to. He's not a great wrestler or grappler by any means, but he's shown that ability in the past.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see that in this fight. So both of us going with the short notice replacement, Dustin Jacoby. But listen, John Allan could pull off a big-time win here against his second opponent in the week. So let us know who you have down below in the comments section. Really looking forward to this weekend. If there's any other changes, anything else happens throughout the week, we'll try our best to get those individual fight videos out there. But if not, question mark kicks 2 hours before the prelims and then the fight companion for the main card. Just keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks. We always say, let's get into it.